They were number one on the radio for 5 years in a row.
I've listened to Tiny and Katy since way back.
Now, they're the number one podcast at WAYZ.com.
I love the Tiny and Katy Show.
It's the Tiny and Katy Show.
Hey, I'm Tiny.
Hey, it's Katy.
Welcome to the Tiny and Katy Show. It's so awesome to have you back with us. How you been, Katy?
This is episode 20.
Yeah.
We're almost legally able to drink.
That's right. We can already vote.
Yes.
We were able to vote a couple episodes
We
ago.
could vote. Yeah.
But you're right.
then
Yeah,
at 20
episode 20.
And then at 25, you're legally allowed to rent a car. Is that
That's
still
right.
25? Yeah.
Well, I think you can rent before 25, but you got to pay like some crazy amount.
Yeah.
It's
So look at
unreal.
us. We're growing up. We're adulting so hard right now.
We
I
are.
love
And think
it.
about this. In 6 weeks, 5 weeks basically, we have been doing this for 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time does fly when you're having a damn good time.
And where do you have said damn good time? At
the
a
Tiny
Jason
and Katy
Aldean
Show.
concert.
Oh,
What?
jeez.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So once upon a time, I used to be Tiny's wingman when we would go to concerts, and we would go all the time.
Right.
And then Tiny went ahead and got married, and it's like now I got to take my wife to all these concerts, so I do not get to go to any of them anymore.
Let me
I
tell
get
you.
mad every time I see these shirts and I see these pictures. I'm like, yeah, remember when you and I used to do that every weekend?
Let me take you all on just a real quick little walk here and describe what happened. Mary's birthday, which by the way, happy belated birthday to her, was Sunday the 17th. It just so happened that it worked out that Jason Aldean was playing Jiffy Lube Live that very day.
Mm-hmm.
So I had made a request with the record label to get some tickets and backstage passes to take her. Well, you can't get super greedy with that kind of stuff. You kind of just take what you can get, which I'm very thankful for. So I'm letting Katy know what I'm doing because I'm kind of excited because Mary doesn't know. So I'm excited, I'm taking her to do this. And she goes, "Did you get me a ticket and backstage pass?"
Well, yeah, obviously.
She goes, "I only need two."
Happy birthday, Mary. We love you, but come on.
Yeah.
Of course I'm selfish.
And I said, "Well, Katy, I only got two. It's her birthday." Oh, I see how it is. Now, mind you, I'm keeping the colorful language out of this, but nonetheless,
Yeah, there's a lot more.
Oh, there's a whole heck of a lot more. But that's what it amounts to. Sure.
Don't forget, though, that my birthday is coming up September 3rd. It is on a Saturday this year.
Saturday.
The big 3-7. So, yeah.
The big 3-7?
The big 3-7. Now I'm hitting those 40s. I can't believe it.
What's monumental about 3-7?
There's nothing monumental about it. It's just my birthday, and I'm a big birthday person.
Oh, God, yes, you are.
So here I am, 37, single, no kids, no job.
Right.
Like, killing it. I am killing it in life right now.
So I said to Katy, she said, "Well, my birthday's coming up, so you better make this up to me." And I said, "Well, okay. Well, how about we go, I'll send you to see Lauren and Elena at the Maryland State Fair." And she goes, "No, I'd rather not see someone who insulted me to my face in front of everyone."
Lauren Elena told me years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
this was probably in 2010, 2011.
It was shortly after she broke onto the scene. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were backstage at a concert, and I was being loud and obnoxious, and she looked at me and she said, "What do you do?" And I said, "Oh, I'm a radio DJ." And she looks at me and she says, "Yeah, you have a face for radio."
Oh, I mean, tell you.
And I didn't know that what's the word I'm looking for?
That joke?
Jab.
Yeah.
You know how people say that about people on radio?
Right.
And so at first I was like, "Oh, yeah, thanks." Then I'm like, "Wait a second.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's not a nice thing to say to somebody."
When she walked away, when Lauren walked away, Katy looks at me and she goes, "Should I be offended by that?" I'm like, "Katy, it's an ongoing joke. I mean, but you got a face for radio, ha ha ha." And it was hilarious because when Lauren popped this joke out, I mean, everybody in the room just wailed, and Katy, not wanting to feel left out, was like, in reality,
So
like
funny.
in deep down inside, just goes,
I was beside myself for about a week. I was in a shame cocoon. But
I tell you what.
Speaking of shame cocoons, I have finally gotten out of mine because I quit my job a couple weeks ago. I've been working onboarding at this new company, and I'll actually be ready to start traveling pretty soon here. And that makes me very nervous. It's something brand new. And you know how I am. The process I go through of, I can't do this. I don't get it, and then eventually I'm fine in the long run. But then all these other things started to happen to me. It's so funny how, how life is going smooth. Everything's okay. Then one thing happens and then boom, it's like a ripple effect and all these other things happen.
Yep, 100%.
I have to get a root canal. I have an abscessed tooth, a massively abscessed tooth. He showed me the x-ray of it, and the abscess is massive. I mean, the infection's almost down in my jaw.
That really bites.
Well, they have to get to the root of the problem to try to figure this out. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Did you mean that tongue in cheek, or was that serious?
I don't want to.
Come on, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
I don't want to enamel you with all kinds of jokes right now. No.
Needless to say, Katy, for that last one, you are not going to be getting a plaque with your name on it.
So I have to get a root canal, and with insurance, it's still like $700 out of pocket. And honestly, I might tell them to just pull it. It's like $200 if they just pull it.
Is that we say, and I hate to go on a side tangent here, but this has always been the case that I've noticed with dental insurance. We complain about copays for regular health insurance. Is dental insurance not the biggest racket in the world? Because you have this insurance, you pay for it, and you think that it's going to be similar to health insurance, and then you go get something done, and boom, $1,000.
I was really surprised with how much it was going to cost me out of pocket. Number one, I still have my insurance through the county that I was working for teaching, and teachers have pretty good insurance. And so I was thinking out of pocket, maybe $200-$300. I thought that would be acceptable. $700 that I have to pay for root canal. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's a trip somewhere. It's a plane ticket somewhere.
So if you are looking and you have a business and you are looking for a place to land your sponsorship, search no further than right here on the Tiny and Katy Show, because Mama needs a new set of dentures.
Mama needs a new tooth, or at least the root taken out of this one.
Yeah.
So if anybody could hook me up with that would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
So that happened. And then I've been having issues with my cat, and she's been really nasty, and I have to take her to the vet. I haven't taken her to a vet in like 10 years. It's just like all these things started happening like one after another. The other day, I got yelled at in a parking lot at CostCo, and I was not happy about it. I mean, I almost got into a brawl with this woman.
For what?
And well, the Costco parking lot, I love Costco, big fan, but that parking lot is a train wreck all the time. We went the other day, my girlfriend and I, we were getting everything ready for my best friend Bridget's bachelorette party, which is next weekend. And it's a mess. I mean, it's a Monday afternoon. I don't understand why everybody's not at work, but it's an absolute train wreck. And it's a train wreck to get in, to get out. It's a wreck. So I go down the lane that's a one way, and this woman starts walking in the middle of the lane and puts her hand in front of my car, like, stop. And then she's trying to tell this other car to back up and get into this one particular spot. And Tiny, first of all, the road rage that I have. I'm a pretty calm person. I mean, I'm high strung, but I'm pretty calm most of the time. But
you're a live and let live type person.
She put her hand in front of my car and was trying to back this truck up to get into this one spot. And I mean, I was swearing and screaming, like, who do you think you are? Right. You don't work here. You're not a traffic controller lady.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. If I want to take that spot.
Was she with the truck?
I don't know exactly what happened. And here's the thing is I get so worked up in these moments, and there was probably a reason that it was happening. I think the car had to go there to jump another car. I think that's what happened. But I was so worked up and so angry and yelling and screaming, and I mean, I almost rolled down the window and said, first of all, who do you think you are? What the hell is going on? See, if that were me and I needed to do something like that, I would say it in a way like, hey, I'm so sorry. We got to get this car over here. Yeah. Do you mind? Or
not just stop in the name of love.
No. And she was like, her hand was in front of me in my car like this. And she's like backing up the car. And then she kept going like this. Stop.
As if you're flooring it.
Lady, I'm going
to run you over.
I was so angry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I haven't been angry like that in a really long time.
Yeah.
I know I have a tendency to over-explain everything. You know, every time I make a phone call, it's like, "Hi, my name is Katy Dickinson. I have a question. Actually, I have a problem. Can I talk to you about this?" Blah, blah, blah. And I always over-explain everything. So I can see in that situation, I'd be like, "Oh, listen, I'm so sorry. My car, it's 15 years old and it's not working, and that car is going to come over here and they're going to jump my car. And do you mind? You know, my name is Katy Dickinson.
They would be like,
do you listen
wonderful
to the Tiny and Katy Show podcast?"
They just want to get you to shut up, is what they want to do. That's all.
Like, "Listen, lady, we're going to turn it around and we're going to actually just clear this whole aisle out for you."
I'd be like, it probably would be, "Ma'am, you realize a tow truck has already been here and taken the car since you've been talking about this."
Tell this story.
Yeah.
Well, but I do get really upset in that parking lot, and I have to prep myself before I go in because there's inevitably something that happens. Somebody that's not paying attention. This drives me nuts too. Right,
go ahead.
Off on a tangent.
Bring it.
When people are pushing their shopping carts in the middle of the lane, get over so that we can continue driving.
Not to mention,
it's like they see that we're behind us, and it's like, oh, like I'm allowed to be here and I'm allowed to take up this whole lane, and you're just going to have to wait until I get to my car. It's so inconsiderate and so rude.
The thing you're talking about in the parking lot, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My concern and what really ticks me off with carts. I've been part of what you're talking about there too, and that's ridiculous when you take your half out of the middle. But when people do the same thing inside the store, I don't understand. You know, you have those awkward moments where you're walking and you're both going to go the same direction. It's like, oh, and you're back and forth. Why can't that be alleviated altogether? And here's how: stay to the right. Just stay to the right. How many of us learn that in school when you're walking down the halls? Stay to the right.
It was great during the pandemic when you could only go one way down the lanes. It was great. It alleviated all these issues. Do you know what else drives me nuts? If you're at like the grocery store and you run into somebody that you know, you guys are both getting eggs.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
How are you? And then you both continue shopping and then you keep running into each other.
Yes.
It's like, hello again, up for a third time, until it's like, all right, I cannot run into this person one more time. So you turn around and go away the other direction so you don't run into them again.
Yeah. What's interesting about that is you're right. The first time there's this boom. Oh, it's beautiful. It's, fireworks. Oh, it's so good to see you. And then, all right, well, see you around. The next aisle, like you said, and every aisle gets less and less to the point where it goes from a firework to a sparkler, and then it fizzes out.
Uncomfortable.
And you almost like, because you feel, and I know you are probably horrible at this, is you feel like you have to say something to them every time you see them. And then it becomes, oh, I can't get away from you. Keep running into you.
Are you following me? Are you following me around? I'm going to have to call the police because you're stalking me.
You must be. Are you going to pay my bill too? And then you wind up in the same checkout line. And then you wind up together in the parking lot.
Yeah, it's incredibly embarrassing. Or what about if you run into somebody and you don't really know them, you don't remember their name, and
but you know them.
You know that you know them. Yeah. Or if you're with somebody and you know them, but you don't remember their name, and you want to introduce them to whoever you're with, and you're like, oh, you know what I always do? I introduce the person I'm with, and I'll say, oh, this is my co-host, Tiny. And then the other person will say, hi, I'm Betsy, whatever. And
right.
Like, oh, yeah, Betsy. I would have never remembered that.
You know what I do? It's funny because when I'm with Mary, obviously we both live in Waynesboro, but she grew up here. And I've been here for 20 years. So I've spent a lot of my life here, but I never really got to know the people of Waynesboro in a personal capacity. Now, obviously working with the radio station, I've gotten to know a lot of people, but when we'll be out somewhere, she'll see somebody, and let's just, pretend it's you, even though I know you're somebody I don't know. And she'll go, oh, there's Katy, and off in the distance. Right. And she'll be walking that way. So, an interaction's coming, it's going to happen. And before we get there, I'll look at Mary and I'll go, is this you or me? Like
who's going to man this one?
Well, no. But what I'm basically asking is, should I know this person? And a lot of times that's what I ask. I'm like, should I know? Have I met this person? Should I know this person? I don't want to look like an idiot, but from working in radio, and it's a blessing and a curse. But you meet so many people, and people feel like they know you, and they address you as if they know you, which is fine. I'm honored that that's the case, but it can create a bit of discomfort when I'm thinking, oh God, I have to know this person, and I'm going to feel like a jerk if I don't. But when Mary says, oh no, this is somebody I know, I'm like, well, I'll just keep on going then.
Well, and there's only so many generic questions you can ask. Hey, how are things?
Right.
What's new? How's the job going? Because then you're like, I don't remember. Does this person have children?
Right. Yeah.
Did we used to hang out? Are they divorced? I don't know. There's only so many surface level questions you can ask before.
It's like, well, how's the husband? Oh, he cheated on me. Oh, are the kids all right? And he took them with him. Oh, really? Well, how are your parents? Oh, they died. Oh,
how's
Lord.
the job? I lost it. I'm like, that was great catching up. This was a great conversation.
At least you have your health. Well, yeah, but that was the doctor's day and it's not looking good. I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy. What else is there?
Then you just start talking about yourself. Let me just talk to you about me a little bit here.
Yeah. Well, everything's going really well for me. So, at least have comfort in that.
Yeah, I hate those awkward social interactions. And I'm a very social person and I love seeing people. But it's like when it happens over and over and over again.
Right.
Or like there's the walking mall downtown. And a lot of times I'll be walking down the walking mall and I'll see somebody. I get to the end of the walking mall, turn around and come back. And then I see them again. And it's like, oh my God, what is the protocol? Do you say like, hello, nod, like, I don't know what is appropriate.
I understand I'm an anomaly, but I just move on.
I know you do.
I've said hello and look, it'd be one thing if I didn't acknowledge to begin with, but once I do and we part ways, we've parted ways. It's not like it would be a surprise to me if I see you on the return trip.
Yeah.
So you didn't just sneak up. It's like, where the hell did you come from? What the heck? Yeah, I mean, I just saw them. I don't mean unless I have unless something else popped up or we had quickly made plans. Hey, I'll text you about what whatever. See you. Have a safe trip. Fine. But other than that, keep on going.
I think you also don't care so much about how people perceive you or if you are coming off rude or not that you don't care, but I am so over the top about not hurting people's feelings and not upsetting people that it's over the top.
Sure.
And I don't want to ever walk by somebody and they're thinking, oh, Katy is such a bitch because she didn't say hello to me on the back end of the trip.
Katy wants to leave no room for doubt. Like if a person would say, oh, you wouldn't believe how Katy treated me. I mean, it would be like if it was a court case, Katy would have a mountain of evidence and she'd be like, objection, Your Honor. Here's everything I did. I
do not do well when people are upset with me.
Right.
I go out of my way to ensure that I am not hurting people's feelings. I am so cognizant about that and aware of it. And you know me, it's annoying because I'm always asking, are you mad at me? Did I do something?
Yep.
Are you mad at me? And that makes people mad at me. Like, I'm not mad at you right now, but if you ask me one more time, I'm going to be pissed. Stop asking.
We're getting there. Yeah. And it's not, I'm going to backtrack just a bit. It's not that I don't care. And I know you said that, but and I hate to say it this way, but I've done what I need to do. We're good. I've said hello. I've enjoyed our conversation. Now let's move on. You move on. I move on. And it's not that people are necessarily in a hurry. Not that I'm always in a hurry, but especially now that I have a kid, I want to get back home and be with the baby as much as I can. So I'm going to go get to live in my life, and I want you to do the same. And no hard feelings on my end. Hey, we got to run. But again, it's not that I don't care, but I'm okay with the interaction that we've just had. Now, if you wanted to extend that in some way, you should have, other than just letting me go. So there's that. And
honestly, sometimes I just don't feel like interacting. I'm very social, and normally I love to catch up with people. But some days I go out, I'm kind of in my pajamas still, and I'm just trying to get some seltzer water as a roll, and I just don't feel like interacting because it does take energy out of you.
Especially you. Because you're like a gymnast on a floor routine. Oh my God.
It's so funny because when I was with one of my ex-boyfriends, he used to always get upset every time I would run into somebody. Because you can hear it's coming because I'm like, and there's some kind of like wind up and he would be like, oh my God, here we go. Right. Here we go. And I know a lot of people because I'm incredibly social. Right. And I'm equally excited to see people. So it's just wind up and it's loud and there's hugs and people are looking. It's not just like, yo, what's up? It's like,
oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I remember when we were doing mornings, I want to say this only happened once, twice maybe, but we would go our separate ways, both go home. And there was, like I said, I can't remember where it was, but we ran into each other and didn't expect that we were going to. And I was just like, well,
and I freaked out.
I just saw you and I'll see you in the morning. I just, whatever. And Katy is the next morning. Folks, when I tell you that homegirl can hold a grudge for something stupid, homegirl can hold a grudge for something stupid. I walked in thinking everything is perfectly fine. It's just a normal day.
Am I homegirl, by the way?
Yes, you're homegirl. Yes, of course. I walk in that next morning thinking everything is perfectly fine. Now, mind you, that next morning, if I remember correctly, was a Monday. So now Katy has had an entire weekend
to stew over this,
to just let this fester inside of her. And I'm like, hey, morning. I probably was not even that joyful when I said it because I was always a curmudgeon.
You were
in the morning.
terrible in the mornings. Yeah.
But it was probably like a, hey, Bubba, something along those lines. Normal for me. Okay. So there's nothing wrong as far as Katy would be concerned, as far as how I'm reacting, which wound up pissing her off even more because how can you act like nothing's bothering you, Tiny? My God. Eventually, I'm like, all right, time out. Did your boyfriend do something to you over the weekend? Did y'all have an argument or what happened? Well, as if you don't know.
So wait, did you see me and ignore me?
No, I didn't ignore you, but it was just a, hey, I wasn't as excited as you were. Matter of fact, I wasn't excited at all.
Yeah, that would have upset me.
It was just that, how we are, and we know that even more now. But I didn't walk away thinking anything was wrong. And eventually Katy's like, it really pissed me off how you acted on Friday. And I'm thinking from work. I'm like, what did I do on Friday? Oh, you don't remember when we ran into each other at the mall, blah, blah, blah. And you just acted like you had somewhere else to be. That's because I did have somewhere else to be. Well, tell me, how often do you run into me at the mall? Katy, I see you every freaking day. No, that's not the point. You don't see me at the mall. We don't see each other out of our elements like that. What are the odds, Tiny, that we would just wind up at the same place on the same day at the same time? Like, Katy, this is not a miracle. Did not happen. Jesus did not descend and walk on water in front of us. This is not what happened here. I don't know what you wanted from me. Well, I would expect that as your best friend, that you might act a little more excited when you see me out in public. Like,
you're so loud right now.
You're
the one who's really upset about this.
You got to take this somewhere, Katy, because it's not working for me right now. It's awful. Just go somewhere, please.
You know what's so funny about this as well? This is like a typical difference between men and women. So you probably made me mad on Friday. And I probably was so mad that I did not text you on Saturday and I did not text you on Sunday.
Correct.
And
I thought she must love me because it's a gift.
And I'm thinking I'm going to show, because Tiny and I text all the time and would talk all the time. So I think I remember this because I do this sometimes if I'm mad at my boyfriend.
I'm pretty sure it was them all. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So here I am going the whole weekend. Man, I'm going to show Tiny. I'm not going to text him. I'm not going to call him. He's going to know that I am so mad at him.
He's going to come begging.
And then by Sunday rolls around and I still haven't heard from Tiny and I haven't talked to him. And now I'm even more mad because he's not acknowledging that I'm not talking to him. So now Monday when we see each other, first of all, he poo-pooed me at the mall. He didn't text me Saturday. He didn't text me Sunday. He didn't ask to make sure I was okay. He didn't check in. And I mean, boom, just explosion. But on Tiny's end, he's probably thinking, man, what a gift. Katy must be so happy with me that she's giving me some peace and quiet, because I think that's a woman thing.
Yeah.
That lack of texting and that silence is to send a message like, hey, I'm pissed off.
Well,
and when it's not reciprocated but not understood from the other party, it just festers and escalates.
The funny thing is and people would say this about us, which when you look back, it's very true. We had basically a marriage without
being a relationship.
Yeah, without being a couple.
Right. We were like a married couple.
It was the damnedest thing. I'm telling you, folks, Katy's exactly right. When I look back at like the arguments that we would have, they're very marriage-like. Mm-hmm. To Katy's point, I am not giving her something she needs. She expected it from me. Now, mind you, I'm her friend. I'm her co-host. And she knows that. But man, she needs something from me that I'm just not providing her. And she's going to give me this cold shoulder.
And the thing that makes me mad that you used to do, and I actually get upset with this now with my boyfriend, if I call you and you pick up, and you specifically, Tiny, and you pick up and say, "What's up?" Like, let's try that one again. You don't pick up the phone with me and say, "What's up?" Let's go back and let's try that again. I'm not your bro. I'm not your pal. Like,
Yeah, you are.
I mean, I guess, yes, but I'm thinking of this now from more like a relationship standpoint. I cannot stand if I'm dating somebody and they pick up the "What's up? What's up?" Let's backtrack that train up and let's try that again.
Okay,
That's
so
not
what,
how you speak to me.
So what should it be?
"Hey, sweetheart. Hi, darling. How's your day?" Or if you're busy, "Hey, beautiful lady, you are just the best thing in the world, but I can't talk for a moment. So can I call you back here momentarily?"
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure any woman would agree with me. Like when Mary calls you don't pick up and say, "What's up?"
Actually, I do.
Oh,
Yeah, I do.
Does it make her mad?
No, because she, just like you, and I do that with you when you call me. It's just you've over the years, thank God, you've grown to know that A, this is just me, and B, I ain't changing for anybody.
You ain't.
And it doesn't mean that I don't love you. Quite the opposite. I do very much. But this is just how I am. Just like I accept that's how you are. But we can't find common ground on that because I can't be that and you can't be the opposite. So
No,
you
I
can't be a grumpy bastard.
Curmudgeon.
And I can.
And you can't be a little, and you can't be a ray of sunshine.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And
So
I used to get to a point, and we'll wrap this up here. God, I can't believe we've been talking for this long. I used to get to a point with Katy where I would say, apparently I was not firing on all cylinders for her, and there was something she needed from me, or she was upset with me, and it was typically in how I would respond to something. So eventually I would say, "Hang on, Katy, tell me how you want me to respond.
Yeah.
What do you need me to say that's going to make you feel better?
And
Tell
I'll
me
tell
the
you
delivery,
what,
everything."
That used to drive me insane and piss me off too.
Exactly.
Like,
So
just
as you can
know
see,
how I
folks,
want you to react.
There's no win here. If you ever want to watch a movie version of what we're talking about here, watch The Breakup with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston. So
The dishes.
Yeah, let's. I want you to want to do the dishes. Why would I want to do the dishes?
But every woman watching that totally understands,
And so does every
sees
man.
her point of view.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to do dishes, but it's just, hey, I've worked really hard. Get in here and help me clean up this kitchen. Not when you're done playing your stupid video games. Now let's get it done.
So this is what I should say to Mary, because I wash the dishes and I clean and all that. So I want you to want to do the dishes.
So you cook, right?
I do.
Do you have this understanding that if you cook, she does the dishes?
No.
Damn.
No.
She lucked out.
Here's how I look at it. And none of this is meant to speak negatively of Mary at all.
No, of course not.
She moms hard. And the baby, she's the baby's person. And I get it. It's a special relationship with a mama. I totally understand. But that really drains a lot out of someone.
Of course. Yeah.
And I don't mind doing, the cooking, the cleaning, or whatever. The only thing I say to Mary is, look, I don't mind if I do all of this, but for the love of God, don't work against me. Like don't make it more difficult for me. Throw this away. And I'm guilty of all that too. So it's not, nothing to make negative about her.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, if that works, I think that's great. It seems fair to me that if somebody cooks and the other person would do the dishes, but that works for you guys. What's like the one household chore, and I should know the answer to this, that you absolutely hate to do?
Putting away laundry.
Folding it or putting it in the drawers?
Yes. All of it.
Both? All of it.
I would rather clean toilets every day of the week than to put away laundry once. I hate that.
So when you say put away, you also mean fold?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know that I would necessarily mind the folding part, but it is, and I don't mind washing it, anything like that. And every other household chore I am fine with. Baby's dirty diapers, pack them up, take them out. Wash all the dishes, fine. Clean off the counters, you name it, I'll do it. Scrub the floors, great. But when that thing dings and that laundry's done in the dryer, I want no parts of it whatsoever.
And especially having a kid, you probably don't ever stop going through laundry. You're probably just always continually doing loads.
What we've done now is instead of dressers, we now live out of laundry baskets.
I think that's pretty common. I think a lot of people do that because
I told you we live like bachelors.
Well, wait, by the time you fold it and put it away, now there's more to do. It's just easier, just grab and go. I understand that.
Well, and the thing is, it's like a bunch of underwear and all this. I mean, I wish I could be like you and just never wear any, but God almighty.
Listen, first of all, I wear underwear and I wear granny panties all the time.
Yeah, you
that
do.
Is only what I wear, granny panties.
Yeah, well, folks, I want you to
Like
understand
100%.
something. Is we had a little bit of a plan as to what this episode was going to be. And
so let's sum up here.
Yeah.
I got yelled at in a parking lot.
I went to Jason Aldean and didn't take Katy.
Yes, by some aggressive lady.
Mm-hmm.
I wear granny panties, and I'm okay with that. I don't like when people pick up the phone and say, "What's up?"
Right.
Tiny hates to fold laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And what
but rocks all the other household chores.
You know what mine is, really quickly, because you were rude and didn't ask me what mine was? I absolutely hate vacuuming. I would much rather get on my hands and knees and pick up all the pieces of dirt out of a carpet than to get the vacuum, bring it upstairs, plug it in, run it, empty it. I really want one of those cordless vacuums. I think I would like that.
No,
but
you
they're
don't.
Like $700.
No, you don't.
Really?
No, you really don't. I had one. It was a Dyson, and it worked. Well, first of all, if you get a Dyson, it sucks up so much battery life. I mean, because they're so powerful. And maybe they've gotten better now, God bless them. But the one that we had, the V6 stick animal, whatever it was, oh, Lord, when it worked, it was great. But it didn't take long until that suction was just like, because the battery's 5 minutes and you're done.
Oh, that would really suck.
It does. It absolutely does.
I'm just kidding. Nothing?
I was waiting for you to see if you're going to go to the next one because I didn't have
No,
one.
I don't. That was all I had. That's all I had.
I need to brush up on my vacuuming skills.
Well, I wanted to get the LG cordless one because I did dog sit for my friend last summer, and I'm a hell of a dog sitter. And when I'm finished, I make sure that house is spotless, top to bottom. When people come back from vacation, I want them to come back to a very clean house. And I really enjoyed using their vacuum.
Right.
So I looked it up online, and it was like $700. It's the cost of my root canal.
Uh-huh.
So I can't afford that, obviously. So
yeah, but that's, between the root canal and the vacuum. I mean, it sounds like the vacuum is a deal you can really sink your teeth into, though.
But on that note, folks.
Yeah, we're going to end this one the Tiny and Katy Show. Big thanks to Roots Hair Design, Route 11 in Marion. And we didn't work it in here before, so we are going to end for the first time with the commercial for Roots Hair Design that you hear every week. So we'll talk to you in a week. Have a good one.
And next week, we will be 21. We will be officially able to drink.
So should we have a drink with that? Or...
Hell yeah.
Okay, well, I'll bring my water and you bring the whiskey or the wine, okay?
Yeah, I'll do like a big girl does.
Yes, please do. Later. Bye.
Bye.
You don't want your hair just cut or styled. Get your hair designed at Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg, 717-375-2130. How about a women's cut? $32, $35, or $38? Guys, you're not going to get a better price on the cut you're going to receive at Roots Hair Design than $23. Now, if you have a teenager, girl or boy, $25 and $20 respectively. A kid's cut, just $18. Maybe you need your roots touched up. They have that as well. And they can do your nails, take care of your lashes, facial treatments, waxings, and what I plan to get is a massage. Roots Hair Design, 5459 Molly Pitcher Highway in Chambersburg. $10 off your first service to any new guests, and they're approaching their 12th year in business. You don't last that long if you're not doing something, or in their case, a lot of things right. Roots Hair Design, we can't thank them enough for being part of the Tiny and Katy Show.